All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to unpack a really powerful parable. It's all about ambition, what it takes to be great, and, those weird cynical forces that always seem to pop up and get in the way. So let's just dive right in with the core question this whole story revolves around. Have you ever wondered why, when someone tries to do something truly incredible, they often get met with mockery, with contempt? Well, this parable offers a pretty fascinating and frankly unsettling answer. So, our story kicks off in this bustling marketplace called the Motley Cow. But what's about to happen here is way bigger than some street performance. It's basically a cosmic test of human potential. Okay, so picture this. There's a guy, way up high, balancing on a tightrope stretched over this whole crowd. He's not just an entertainer, though. He really represents any of us who's ever tried to do something difficult and noble, with the whole world watching from down below. And what's really on the line here, it's like a wager on humanity itself. Are we capable of rising above all the mediocrity and the cynicism that's always trying to pull us down? Or are we just gonna fall? Now let's meet the main players in this little drama. And they're not just people, they represent two powerful opposing forces at the absolute heart of this struggle. So on one side, you've got the tightrope walker. He is the very picture of striving, of transformation. He's trying to be a bridge to something better, a better future. And on the other side, you have the buffoon, the literal agent of resentment, of mediocrity, and contempt. His only goal is to see that bridge collapse. Okay, let's zoom in on this antagonist, the buffoon, because he is so much more than just some silly clown. He's the physical form of a really destructive idea. So, right as our walker is finding his balance, this door in a nearby tower just swings open, and out comes the buffoon. He's described as a devil-like figure, basically an agent sent on a mission to sabotage this whole noble effort. He represents what the parable calls the spirit of contempt. And you can think of it like that sneering, cynical voice, whether it's inside your own head or from someone else, that belittles any big ambition. It's the resentful voice of mediocrity that, because it can't or won't rise up itself, just wants to tear down anyone who tries. And this is what the buffoon actually says. He screeches at the walker, calls him a lame foot, and just mocks his entire quest, calling it nothing but a sagging rope over a pitiful abyss. See, he's not just heckling. He is trying to psychologically tear down the walker's will to continue. And that brings us to the climax. The buffoon doesn't stop at words. Oh no, he takes one single decisive action that completely changes the game. In this one shocking, surprisingly agile move, the buffoon just leaps clean over the tightrope walker. And this act of pure mockery makes the walker stumble. But look at that final step there. This is the critical part. He doesn't just lose his footing, he loses faith in his own journey. The psychological hit is absolutely devastating. So that leap, it wasn't just some prank. It's described as Mephistophelian. Like the devil Mephistopheles? It's this intentional, almost evil force that actively works to pull down anyone who dares to rise above the comfortable, mediocre herd. It's cynicism made real. And here's the real kicker. The spirit of contempt is making a bet. It's betting that we, the crowd watching, actually prefer spectacle over substance, that we would rather see a dramatic, spectacular failure than witness the slow, hard, and honestly pretty unglamorous process of a real transformation. And in this moment, its bet pays off. The crowd loves the fall. So, the walker falls. The story looks like a total failure. But this is where the real lesson actually begins. The observer, Zarathustra, starts to piece together the meaning of this whole tragedy. And you can see his realizations right here. He figures out that mediocrity's deadliest weapon is just pure cynicism, which poisons any noble effort. He sees that crowds would rather watch a crash than a success. But the biggest lesson of all is this. The greatest danger for anyone trying to do something great is isolation. The buffoon could leap over him because he was all alone up there on that rope. So you see, this failure wasn't just some random accident. It was a trial by fire. It's a harsh lesson that shows us a fundamental truth about the world, that spirit of contempt is always there, just watching, eagerly waiting for anyone who's striving to fall. For Zarathustra, this is his belly of the whale moment, the point where he's forced to face a really difficult reality. Which really just leaves us with this one final crucial question. The parable says the walker failed because he didn't have any fellow creators to help steady his rope. So, as you walk your own tightrope in life, whatever that might be for you, it's worth asking yourself, who's studying yours?